Galnet News Digest, 6th of July 3309. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news we tell you about the Datta that didn't splatter. Humanity scores a clean sweep against the Thargoids, and a not very exciting mining initiative concludes. Commander LCU No Fool Like One, who's standing as a write-in candidate for the forthcoming presidential election, has issued a statement following the complete failure of any of the moons in Reanadi to collide with each other on Tuesday night. Having predicted that moons 8B and 8C would collide, potentially flattening the Datta and Soso settlements under millions of tons of rock, and after demanding that the Pilots Federation mount a full-scale megaship evacuation for the 35 inhabitants of the two settlements, Commander No Fool Like One was left with some explaining to do, after the crowd of onlookers and space tourists saw the moons approach to around 100 kilometres of each other, and then drift apart again. There was no satisfying grinding of human bone between a moon-sized pestle and mortar, leaving some of those who had expended tritium to bring their fleet carriers over for a ringside seat feeling cheated. It is this that Commander No Fool Like One addressed in his statement.
I would like to offer my sincere apologies to the galactic community for the complete mess my staff made of the prediction for the Reanadi collision that did not occur on the 4th of July 3309. My assistant Powell Oblivion clearly made a stupid mistake in the calculations, but I stand by my staff, no matter how moronic they might be, and I can say with certainty that perhaps the independent pilots that donated the data used for the calculations might have messed up and given us the wrong numbers, causing my foolish assistant to miscalculate the dates. It may also have been the databases we used not being up to the high standards that we'd like to set here, but surely all these people who led to this substandard result are blameless, because after all, it is rocket science. Be that as it may, it most definitely is not my fault, because I, your candidate for the Federation presidency, have acted swiftly and decisively to protect the citizens of Reanadi. When my calls for an evacuation were ignored by the Pilots Federation, I leapt into action and dropped some explosives into the geysers inside Sosa Biological, causing a major eruption and a small war, for which I accept no liability. The eruption was sufficient to alter the orbit so that the bodies would sail past each other a few tens of kilometers apart, as they did. So, not only am I not to blame for the school by error, I'm also the hero of the piece, and you should shower me with votes in the upcoming election. I would like to point out that neither I nor Canon Interstellar are liable for any tritium wasted journeying to witness the collision that didn't happen, nor for any lives lost in the ensuing battle at Sosa Biological. It's not my fault they mistook my explosives as a hostile action, and neither is it my fault that you travelled to visit the system, despite the numerous press releases that were sent out by interns in my name. Besides, the Bank of Zeons has closed my account in the politically motivated act that is designed to frustrate my presidential ambitions, so I won't have any money to compensate anyone with. I urge you, my loyal followers, to donate tritium to my fleet carrier, the CRV Flower Vagatia, stationed in Reanadi, so that I can fight these sinister forces that wish to deny you of my presidency. Vote early, vote often, my fellow citizens.
Galnet Digest approached the Pilots Federation, but they were unable to comment, because they were laughing. Commanders fighting the invading Thargoids managed to completely foil the aliens' plans this week, with all the alert systems and all the invasion systems cleared. This means that there are no invasion systems this week, and the 32 alert systems has already gone down by one, as pilots got to work sampling tissue and otherwise bothering the celestial starfish of doom early this morning. The Thargoids lost control of another 46 systems, leaving them with 925 star systems, of which 146 previously had a human presence. They've lost nearly a quarter of the systems they held at the beginning of May, leading some to question whether we need to attack the Maelstroms at all. Perhaps we can just push the Thargoids out system by system, the old-fashioned way. In other news, the not terribly inspiring Coca-Cola Limited mining initiative has concluded, with the 800 contributing commanders turning in less than a quarter of the desired total of Bertrandite, coltan and praseodymium. Paul Dyson of the company put a brave face on the limited success of the appeal, thanking pilots who participated and promising that the proceeds of the campaign would go to a very worthy cause. Perhaps at least part of the problem was that mining is such an unprofitable business these days. Those using a Dyson scanner to scan exobiological phenomena can make as much in an hour as a miner can make in a week. And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.